Hello friends, I'm Ernie and this is PC Sound Legacy. This video is about the GPC Challenge 22 that was announced by Tech Ambrosia. And this is a PC I built out of €100, which equals about $100. So yes, as you can see, it's a very nice build with a new case. And the reason why I let this foil on it is because I built this PC not for me, and I will sell it after this video because I really don't need one more PC for myself. I wanted to be part of the cheap PC challenge because I really like to build old PCs or retro PCs out of parts, and yeah, that's why I built this PC. I really can recommend Tech Ambrosia's channel because she made really great PC and retro PC content. So I will link you her channel in the description, so if you like, please take a look at her channel. One reason why I wanted to be part of the GPC challenge was that I was curious about what kind of PC you can build out of €100. And I was really surprised how much cool hardware you can get for so less money. I took a look on eBay Kleinanzeigen to buy these parts, and for my foreign viewers, eBay Kleinanzeigen is a marketplace for private sellers, and yeah, there are tons of cool offers from any kind of hardware. Yeah, of course, it's not always a good thing if you have such a big basis of offers, because people like me tend to buy much more stuff that we need. As you can see in the background, I have tons of old hardware that I bought there, and of course most of the things I don't really use, but yeah, it's nice to have anyway. So now let's take a look on the challenge and the parts that I bought, and later on we will also take a look how my system performs as well. The FX8350 was a very powerful system back in the day because it has 8 cores, and this was to a time when, yeah, most people only have dual core systems, and even the fast Intel CPUs mostly only have 4 cores. So the FX8350 was very powerful, especially for things like video editing and something like that, but in gaming it wasn't that powerful as the i5 or i7 series, because the floating point performance wasn't that good. But yes, you could build a very powerful system out of these parts, and also the price was very good. So AMD is known for having a great price to performance ratio, even back in the days, or also back in the days. Yeah, so the second thing I was searching for was a graphics card, and yeah, after searching the offers, I found that the best price to performance ratio you can get from the NVIDIA GTX 670 or the AMD HD 7850 or 7870. But these AMD cards are a little bit rarer than the NVIDIA cards here. So I got an NVIDIA GTX 670 for a very good price. And for the graphics card, I don't look for the cheapest card I could get from the series, because I wanted to build a card in the system which also looks nice and also has a little bit better performance than the normal cards of the series. Okay, before we take a look on the system, I shortly want to talk about the case and the hard disk drives that I bought for the system. So I was looking for a tower case that was cheap. So the price was the main category I was looking for, and I found this offer from a commercial seller that has this new old stock case, including a 500 watts power supply. And yes, this was, of course, this was great because it was very cheap and also new, because used power supplies is a little bit, yeah, you hit or miss. Yeah, you can be lucky and it's working fine, but you can also have problems that capacitors, something is broken. And yeah, so I'm very happy that I found this for my build. And yeah, of course, to get the best performance out of the system, I also bought an SSD card. It was a used card, but it only cost about 10 or 11 euros. And yeah, it will perform, of course, it will perform better than yeah, an old hard drive. And yeah, that's it. Let's see what's inside. Yeah, the main board is this, I think it's a gigabyte board. Yes, it's a gigabyte board. It's with the AM3 Plus socket, and we have the AMD FX 8350 CPU, which has 8 cores and clocks up to, I think, 4 gigahertz. Also included in this bundle was this nice Arctic Freezer 13CO, which looks very good, and I think it can take a lot of heat from the CPU, and maybe we can also overclock the CPU with it, but this is maybe stuff for another video. Yeah, here you can see the power supply. It's an LC power, 500 watt active PFC power supply. It's nothing special. I think it's a cheap one, but it has really enough power to power the system. And here we can see the SSD card, which is a SanDisk X300 SSD, SATA SSD with 128 gigabytes. So this is not very much in today's standards, but it will be enough for Windows 10 and some of the applications and games that you mostly run. And yeah, if you need more, of course you can install a bigger one or another one. We start with CPU set to see the details of the CPU. We have the AMD FX 8350, codename Wishira, with a max TDP of 125 watts. The technology is 32 nanometers, and as you can see here, the core clock is 4.1 gigahertz at the moment. The motherboard is the Gigabyte 970A DSP-3P. So the graphics card is connected through PCI Express 2.0. The memory, as mentioned, is one 8 GB stick running at 800 megahertz. Because it's double data rate, we also say 1600 megahertz. The graphics card is the EVGA NVIDIA GeForce GTX 670 Signature 2. Codename of the processor is the GK104. Technology is 28 nanometers, so it's a little bit more advanced than the CPU, which is 32 nanometers. And the thermal designed power is TDP is 195 watts, which is quite much, but I think the 500 watts power supply can handle this. Yeah, the card has 2 GB of VRAM, GDDR5 with 265 bits of bus width. Let's start with the unigine sanctuary benchmark. So here we have the results. Minimum frame rate is 135 frames per second and maximum frame rate is 286.7 frames per second. I think these are very impressive results for such an old system. So the next benchmark is the Cinebench. Let's start with the single core performance. Oh, this is very slow. but it might be speed up in situations with less details. I will fast forward this so that it's not that boring for you to watch. Now let's run the multi-thread benchmark. This is where the 8-core CPU can shine. And as you can see here, it's very much faster than the single-core performance. So the result here is an impressive 6.87 points, which is quite good, and I think the CPU can handle even video rendering or video editing even today. Here we can see a comparison with other CPUs of that era, and as we can see here, the AMD CPU is faster than the first gen Intel i7 CPU series. I think with the second gen, the Sandy Bridge CPU series from Intel, this results will equal, or maybe the Intel CPU will be also a little bit faster. But yeah, I don't know how to select other CPUs here. If you know the results, or if you have your own results you want to compare with, feel free to comment down below. Now let's see how long it takes to load the Google document. And we start right now. I count 36 seconds in the first run. Now let's make a second and a third run as well. 36 seconds. So now let's summarize the points. In Unigine Sanctuary we got 957 points. In Cinebench we got about 80 points. The Google Docs brings us 24 points. And for the prize we have to take 20 points away. Yeah, if we summarize this, we get the result of 1041 points. The third part of the GPC challenge is the question, what will I do with the system? And I decided to run a PS2 emulator on it, because PS2 emulation is quite demanding. And yeah, I will try if it works on the system. Choose two of my PlayStation 2 games for demonstration. At first we try Castlevania Curse of Darkness, and the second game I will try is Tokio Xtreme Racer. To have good visuals, I show you the settings I choose. We will have large frame buffer and 720p resolution, so double the native resolution, and I also activated anisotropic filtering 8 times.
Glacier. A great war raged between Dracula and humanity. Just when it seemed that there was no hope for mankind to prevail,
I will skip the intro.
out of the darkness and despair, a champion.
I have no gamepad and I will play with the keyboard, so yeah, I will not be very good. But I think it's good enough for a demonstration. And as you can see, the resolution and the image is very good. It's quite fun to play. With the gamepad even better, I think. Smooth, and yeah, the visuals are very good. So this system is definitely capable of emulating the PS2. And yeah, as there are very many great PS2 games, this is a good opportunity. Now let's try Tokio Xtreme Racing. think the sound stutters sometimes, but overall the performance is also quite good. My driving skills are not. So this was my 100 euro PC from the Cheap PC Challenge 22. I run the PS2 emulator on it, but I'm pretty sure it is capable to run many other games and applications as well. If you like this video, please consider to like and subscribe, and don't forget to visit Tech Ambrosia's channel to support her as well. I'm Ernie and this is PC Sound Legacy.